So it's not, so the reproductive number, so there are two types. You have the basic reproductive number, and then you have this, the time variant or the effective reproductive number. So I think the effective reproductive number is something, it basically is the average, the average number of persons that an infected, so on some given day, right, what's the average number of persons that an infected person would infect? How many people an infected person would infect on average for some given day, right? And that number sort of varies as time goes on. It depends on, like, how many persons are inoculated in the population. So it also depends on the number, on the interventions that are in place, etc. But what it really gives a sense of is how well the policies are working. So you can evaluate that particular metric in terms of one. And if you are like above one, so if on average somebody who's infected is infected more than one person, it means that the infection is growing in the population. If it is less than one, it means that it is declining. So we want to be at all times less than one to keep it contained and to sort of like to have it be diminishing. So that is how that particular metric, the effective reproductive number, can be of assistance. And it's sort of like one metric, and it can give us, as I said, it's easy to assimilate in terms of sharing that with the public, letting them know what's happening. You just have to say, well, are we above one? Are we below one? Where are we? So it's easy to kind of see where we're at. And I think it sort of gets away from the problem, as you would have heard the CMO say, of like, some people, say that, like the increases that were seen in March, for instance, were too small, right? So as I would say, too small indicates some sort of a subjective, what is small, So that's why that with the effective reproductive number, we have like one. So one is really what your benchmark is, and if you're above one, then things are getting worse, and if you are below one, then that's where you want to increase. And that is measured by you look at like the incidence of like cases. So you look at like the daily number of cases that you're getting, and then there are different ways that you could apply it. There are different ways that you could analyze that and get this effective number. It's a little technical, but suffice it to say, in Trinidad, I think there are difficulties in terms of doing it right. So in terms of what we have and what we're experiencing here, there's sort of a batching of results that we are seeing. If you don't have like a disaggregated daily sort of figure in terms of, this is what true, number of persons that would have tested positive on day one, on day two, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If that isn't done, then whatever, and you were to simply look at what is reported, the top level figures. So for instance, we got 6 something yesterday, then that is not a true measure of that effective reproductive number, and you get sort of these kind of biases. So it's less trustworthy, I would say.